Being person-centered means that we each have the opportunity to have positive control over the decisions that affect our lives. When we talk about person-centered thinking, there's a lot of tools, several tools that we have that we teach and train. Two of the basic tools is called important to and important for. When we talk about important to, we're talking about things that make all of us feel happy, satisfied, content, fulfilled. It allows us to express our culture and have identity. It allows us to have purpose and meaning in our lives. When we talk about important for, we are talking about typically health and safety, as well as being a valued member of the community. So when we think about health and safety, certainly in this day and time, we all are focusing on our health and our safety, and we understand that. But however, what we need to understand is that if we don't have that important to, then it is difficult sometimes to get to the important fors in our lives. You have to create that balance. And as you look at these videos, I believe you will see the balance that has been created and the great lives that are now being realized because of person-centered thinking.
Hi, my name is Ty. I have a short name because I love the letter T. Being called Ty is important to me and it makes me happy.
I'm Ty's mom. My name is Amy, and I'm a certified person-centered thinking trainer. We use person-centered thinking to help others know how Ty wants to be supported at school. One of the things that helps Ty have a good day at school is when others call him by his nickname. So Ty, do you think I became a better mom after I learned how to listen to you and understand the things you need in your life to be happy, comforted, and fulfilled?
Yes, it helped our relationship better. I felt like I could trust you.
Do you think I learned how to ask questions about how you wanted to be supported?
Yes, I am glad you finally understood.
How did your one-page profile help you to have a better relationship with your teachers at school?
They understand how I feel, they do their very best to educate me, and they learned how I sometimes use my behavior to communicate.
In the past, sometimes adults responded to your behavior in a way that may have made things worse. Is that right?
Right, correct.
But after teachers read your communication chart, they learn how to respond in a way that makes you feel safe and respected.
Yes, that is correct.
So what's your favorite part of your one-page profile?
Reading what others said are great things about me.
Why is that your favorite part?
Makes me feel respected.
That's cool. So Ty, tell people who has control of your one-page profile and your person-centered description.
I do. I tell you when to add things to my profile.
You sure do. So last question. Do you have any advice for people who are just starting to learn about person-centered practices?
Be very friendly. You have to listen well. Think before you speak or act. Do not say you promise unless it will actually happen. No lying. If you break that promise, they will not rely on you anymore.
Thank you, Ty. You're an awesome teacher.
You're very welcome. Cut!
Hi, my name is Jeff Garrison Tate. I'm a mentor trainer with the learning community on person-centered practices, as well as I work at the Center on Disability Studies at the University of Texas at Austin. But I wanted to talk to you tonight as a dad. I have 5 amazing kids. My oldest daughter is someone who loves the theater, who loves to be around people, who loves to be helpful, sings and dances. She also has Down syndrome. Now, ever since I can remember, she wanted to be a cheerleader. And, as a dad or a mom, you worry. You don't want your kids to have their hearts hurt, and you know that happens sometimes. Well, my daughter wanted to be a cheerleader, and I kept thinking, I don't want to put her in that position. And, so as she grew up, we put her in a cheerleading camp to try and, let her get to that, but it never worked. She was very persistent. I want to be a cheerleader. So when she got to middle school, and by the way, middle school in this little town we lived in, you need to know, and many Texas folks out there know, that in the middle of all the elementary, middle school, and high school building, there was a football field. That was it. Football ruled. Well, she wanted to try out to be a cheerleader. And I was really worried. I was thinking, oh, because I knew in this little school that 50% of the process to become a cheerleader was that 50% of it was that you got the most votes from the students and the faculty. And I was going, okay. And then they had some cheerleader whiz person, judge, who would, look and see what, if the best movers and shakers as cheerleaders and grade them, that would be the other 50%. And I was really worried and concerned that, again, something would happen and she'd hurt herself and emotional well-being, which is, important. 4 is about emotional well-being as well as health and safety. And I know that someone's probably already talking about what's important 2 and 4 is a fundamental piece of person-centered practices. But back to the real story here. So I'm really worried about it, and I'm, I go to the gym. You see, it's a little school, so all the high school kids are in the gym. And I'm going, what is it? So, it's her turn, and I know she had to do a routine, a kind of a cheerleader routine. And she put her boombox down, pressed the button, and she starts doing her moves. And in the middle of it, she froze. And I'm standing at the door going, oh, my God, oh, please. And then all of a sudden, out of the top of the bleachers comes down this beautiful young woman, this girl, and she does the routine next to my daughter, and they do it together. Well, what happened is she got the most votes from the students and the faculty. I found this out later because that night in this little town, everyone huddles around the radio. Okay, and they wait to see who the cheerleaders are announced, who they are. I mean, that's what a big deal it is. So I'm wringing my hands going, oh, I'm going to have to really be there to support her. And her name is called. You may have thought that in this story. Well, yeah, she did it. And that is an amazing story in itself. But the real story to me was that I was so focused on her emotional well-being, on her health and safety, and her not, being valued and seen as a part of. And I was a poor listener. I didn't listen really to what was so important to her, was to be a cheerleader. And further, how much people loved and cared about her in the school. And I missed all that. Even though I do this training, I missed all that. And she really taught me, as she continues to, that, Dad, you're going to be okay, but you need to listen and you need to support me and in the way that I need you to. And again, that's my story about leaning towards important 4 only and not having an eye to important 2. So thanks. I appreciate the time to share my story. Bye.
Person-centered practices is very important in my life. But first, you need to understand my life. And that will give you an understanding of why I made the decisions I did and why person-centered thinking is important. So the beginning of my life, it was my school life. It was high school and junior high, all that fun stuff. And I was told no a lot. I was bullied a lot due to my disability. I was told I wouldn't graduate high school. And ultimately, I was told I wouldn't graduate college. I didn't have the resources I have now in high school. I didn't have the ability to stand up for myself and speak out, because that's not what you're supposed to do in high school. Teachers don't listen to you. So I went through high school knowing that I was not college material. I wouldn't do anything after high school. And so I graduated high school though, which is a miracle in the beginning. And then I found out about the PASS program here at Texas A&M. And that opened up tremendous doors for me. That taught me self-advocacy skills. It was a 1-year certification program, and I learned how to communicate with other individuals who have disabilities, and also the college life, because that's what I wanted to do. And so after I graduated, I got accepted into Blinn, where I took my basics. And I got through Blinn, and I was like, okay, it's time for Texas A&M. And even though I was told I couldn't get into A&M, it was a hard school, I accomplished it, and I did what I needed to do. And I went through A&M, and I just graduated in May, magna cum laude. And I mean, after knowing all this person-centered things, it has taught me how to stand up for myself and how to be a go-getter. And I use these skills with my friends when I talk with them about what's important to and important for, because most of my life was just what's important for me. And that wasn't a good life, because I had things that I wanted to do to have fun. And so that was important to me. And just person-centered, it's made a huge difference in my life. I'm content where I am right now. And yeah, I just love to share about person-centered thinking.
Hi, my name is Marcy Stahl. I'm a program specialist in the Substance Use Disorder Programs Planning and Policy Unit in Austin. As an employee with HHSC, I draw on person-centered skills and tools to guide how I engage with other staff and the providers whose work we support. In our unit, we deploy a team approach to our work, which calls for each of us to have strong interpersonal skills to engage with each other in a positive way. It promotes a work culture of acceptance and support, and provides space for the expertise that we each bring to the team. I've spent many years in service to our vulnerable community members, where having these person-centered skills has been vital to helping people realize their own potential. It's like watching someone bloom right before your eyes when a person is treated with dignity and respect, and they genuinely feel seen and heard.
Person-centered planning and practices have impacted the work we do by ensuring the people we support have a voice, to ensure they are receiving the supports based on their wants and needs so that they can actively engage in the services. By integrating these concepts of person-centered planning and thinking, it has truly opened the door for peers and coworkers to think differently about how we offer supports to people. It is truly just the beginning of our journey for brain injury and spinal cord injury supports to be more person-centered in the state of Texas. We are really excited about our opportunity to continue to bring more education and awareness to others on how using person-centered practices can impact the lives of Texans we support.
Hi, my name is Holly Riley. I'm the manager of Aging Services Coordination with Texas Health and Human Services. My work and my office have always focused on supporting older adults to ensure they have the highest quality of life possible as they age. A few years back, I was introduced to person-centered philosophies, and the more I learned about person-centered, the more excited I got about incorporating its elements into our work. Sometimes as we get older, we might have challenges that make it hard for us to express our wishes and desires. In these situations, when someone else is making life choices for us, it's critically important that they know what's important to us. Regardless of our job, whether we're providing assistance and referral, at the community level providing services and supports, or at the state level developing policies, we have an opportunity to incorporate person-centered philosophies and elements into our work.
I hope you now have a better understanding of how person-centered practices can and does make a difference in people's lives. You have listened to people with real lived experience and witnessed how balancing their important twos and fours have given them the power and control over their lives to achieve what they truly wanted out of life. Remember, being person-centered is not just for people with a disability, it's for all people.
The Person-Centered Practices Department is here to assist you on your journey towards a person-centered way of life. Please utilize the following resources and additional learning opportunities to continue your path towards person-centered thinking. Thank you.